Our schedule is 8 weeks with no interruptions, 6 days a week, 2 sessions every single day. Be deliberate driving. Monday is always our most intense overall day of the week. We've got linear speed in the morning, and then we have our heavy leg day lifting in the afternoon with recovery stuff built around it. Tuesdays is a little bit of a down day with change of direction drills, then upper body lift in the afternoon, and then recovery all day. Wednesday, we're typically pretty good to go for our Thursday morning speed session. One reason that we only do position work 1, maybe 2 days a week is because that's a football-specific event, and Indianapolis is not that. Saturday's a half day, Sunday's completely off, just a rest and recovery day. And we try to repeat that schedule over and over until we get to Indianapolis. Get out. That's pretty damn good right there. Good job. Scouts kind of look at the combine through the lens of just purely a numbers game and a numbers event. For us that are in the business of training, it's great because we know the test questions and we know how to get the answers to the test. The program that we offer is 100% 360, anything these guys could ever need. When you look at the track record of receivers, DBs, the fast skill position players over the last half decade, XP Sports is better than any facility in the country. So I kind of think that's what keeps guys coming back to us year after year, is just flat out the results that they get at the combine.
Look at that, I told you.
4.29.
4.2 what? I knew he was going to run. Jalen Myron.
We're literally working through every single phase of sprinting. Shred mills are full go, pure acceleration. Gear 2 full go, gear 3 full go, 90% on the turf. A little more cycle. Lots of power into that belt. Combine prep is 7 to 8 weeks of fall camp type training. So you have heavy legs, you've got sore muscles, the schedule is demanding, and that's really what separates the men from the boys at this point.
Man. Catch my breath. But we back on now.
I've always watched the combine since forever, honestly.
Oh, that's like a damn minute.
Just watching the guys before me showcase their ability and their talents. You're definitely gonna get all I got. I feel like the biggest question is what my 40 is gonna be, so I'm training with Matt at XPE. He's done a great job with me, just critiquing me on a lot of different things.
Head looks good, technique is good.
Whether it's a 40 start or how to hold the bar on the bench, I'm very high on constructive criticism. Just having them in my ear all the time, I hope I continue to get better.
It's real. It's real.
Ceedee, when he came in, he had that receiver swag. Obviously, he's been putting up numbers for the last several years.
Deep throw, wide open, Ceedee Lamb, a touchdown.
Great route runner, very good feet. He's going to be probably the best looking receiver catching the ball, running routes at the combine. So that's not a huge concern of ours. His question mark right now is speed. So we're going to make sure that we attack that, spending a little more time in the L drill, shuttle drill, and making sure that we're changing directions correctly. Real quick, so as we start getting closer to Indy, what I want you guys to do is get used to the breakdown of the drill that we're going to do with shuttle. First turn, second turn, and then work on running the whole drill. So the sooner we can clean these up and run some clean shuttles, I want to get into L and finish up with that. Slow it up. Yep, better. There you go. Good. That's how we get out of it. A lot of these guys come in having certain movement patterns that they've done as they've been athletes their entire life. We almost have to reprogram these guys a little bit to do these movements as efficiently as possible, training the central nervous system to fire correctly. The biggest thing that I see with everybody is just not being big enough coming out of your cuts. Trying to be too pretty, trying to run too smooth, and that's not what this drill is. We got to be aggressive and we got to go. That's a 1/10 of a second faster just because you were a little bit cleaner with your angles and you ran a little bit faster. That's good work.
We got the L drill up. A little preparation, but this is my favorite one, for sure. Besides the vertical and the 40.
Guys, be athletic. This is the one piece of this drill there's not a ton of technique to. Really, the only energy system that we need for the combine is the ATP energy system. Let's get it. It's a super explosive energy system. 6 seconds or less is basically the amount of time that this thing kicks in before rolling over to the next energy system. So a football game, when you're running around and you're tired and you're gassed, you're rolling through all those energy systems. When we're at the combine, we don't need to do that. So we're staying all explosive, and that's the only energy system that we're training. So everybody's gonna be here. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 around it. When we get to Indy and we take 2 to 3/10 of a second off of a fast guy, it just blows their mind because they've never experienced that type of training before. Good. Good finish. That's a good last 5. Everything stems back to running well, jumping well, and looking good with your shirt off. Clean to full speed. Go, go, go. Dig, 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 dig. Good. When we can couple that process with our weight room and all the power that we're building and we put it together, that's when you got something special, and that's when you have a guy who really, really runs fast. So the 40, I think it's the big moneymaker event as far as TV ratings. That's the one everybody wants to see. They want to see those flashy times. If you go there and you don't run well, but you do awesome in every other event, doesn't really matter, especially at any of these fast skill guy positions. You got to put up that 40 number. I've told you guys since the jump, if that first step is off, the other 18 or 19 are not going to be where they need to be. So get out, be explosive, and get out. I don't think the 40 is going anywhere. For me, the initial 10, the initial 20 is probably a little bit more specific for most positions. So we focus kind of that front 10 of the 40, and then once we master that, work our way out, apply it to the end of that 40, and by the time we get to Indy, they've got a nice, tight, smooth 40-yard dash from start to finish. I want you to hold it for another 2 or 3 steps. You shut it down about 20. Do it just like that on that next one, 1, 2, 3, smooth with no hitch, and then give me another 5 yards of 90%. Clean it up. Better. Yes. Guys, so this is what I'm saying. The difference between Ceedee potentially running 4.55 and 4.45 is executing the first 10.
Who just ran that 4.22?
John Ross?
John Ross.
You think Chris Johnson should be sitting up in his chair right now?
I think so.
John Ross, man, I remember watching him, and everybody knew he was fast, but just watching him fly right through that 40, bro, it was fantastic.
There he goes.
He's moving.
4.22.
No way.
And it's just like, wow, he just ran a 4.22. Not too many people on earth is running that fast. I don't know if I'm running a 4.22, but I could definitely prove that I'm an all-around talent. I don't want any weaknesses in my game, and if you could find one, please let me know. That's what it is.
We make sure that we go over kind of what that process in that dome looks like, because it is an eerie process. When you're in an 80,000 seat stadium and you got 200 scouts clicking stopwatches, cameras on you, and nothing else going on, that's a strange thing for a guy who's used to playing in front of screaming fans. So we do address that as we get closer to the combine and what to expect and how to apply everything we've done that previous 7-8 weeks. All that work that's put in, at that point you got to clear your mind, trust the process, and just run.